Hello, fellow researchers attending these conferences. I'm pleased to present my research titled How Does a Researcher Affect Big Data Interpretation? A methodological discussion of online opinion research. My name is Yi-lin Tsai, a PhD candidate from the College of Communication at National Zhengzhi University in Taiwan. I'm honored to have the opportunity to share my modest research findings with all of you. The main objective of my research is to examine the impact of researchers on the interpretation of big data. Given that the research designed for corpus analysis often varies among individuals, and the data heavily relies on the researcher's interpretation, how can we develop a more systematic research approach for studying public opinion, especially on social media? In my literature review, I explore how digital humanities research combines qualitative and quantitative methods. When big data yields results that are difficult to delve into meanings, and small-scale data is insufficient for generalization, digital humanities researchers believe that big data can bridge the gap between the two. By interpreting an appropriate amount of data, researchers can uncover more information than with small data sets, while avoiding the interpretational challenges associated with the big data. The literature indicates that when researchers need to thicken the data, they must either reduce the amount of data or increase the level of the interpretation, both of which can challenge the credibility and validity of the study. Additionally, studying online opinion poses difficulties due to its boundless and real-time nature. Finally, the researcher's knowledge of Internet culture also influences the interpretation of data. Therefore, overall, the literature demonstrates that the reflexivity of researchers can have an impact on the results. This paper aims to demonstrate how reflexivity influences each step of research process. This article selects a frequently used slang from the internet in Taiwan. I want to see some body parts. This sentence originates from the line, boring, I want to see some body parts, in the SpongeBob SquarePants episode Spongicus. The Taiwanese television program translated this line as 血流成河. It means boring, I want to see blood flowing like a river. This translated line has gained popularity among a large number of netizens, and is frequently quoted and shared on online forums. I will observe how netizens on the online forum PTT use this slang. What is PTT? PTT is the largest terminal-based bulletin board system in Taiwan, and it is also one of the major anonymous online forums in here. PTT content often become popular enough to be shared on mainstream media, making it an ideal observation field for this study. PTT is somewhat similar like Reddit or 4chan, allow users to post articles and engaging in discussion through upvoting, downvoting, and commenting. The data for this study was collected in September of last year, focusing on articles where the comment section included the phrase, I want to see some body parts. A total of 97 articles and nearly 60,000 comments were selected for analysis. I used two tools for this study. The first one is CorePro. CorePro is a text analysis tool specially designed for analyzing Chinese text. It functions similar to Wordsmith but provides better word segmentation for Chinese articles. The second tool is an online platform called TextTool, which is one of the digital humanities tools developed by Harvard Yenjing Institution. I use this website for drawing network graphs. Firstly, I use the t-score of co-occurrence of the content words in all of the posts to create a network graph by TextTool. From this graph, we can observe both connected and disconnected nodes. Connected nodes indicate frequently co-occurring terms, while disconnected clusters represent different topics. By examining the network graph, we can identify the issue that excite people and make them want to see some body parts. The graph mainly reflects the controversial topics of September based on the results. Next, I want to examine the reaction people had underneath these controversial topics. Therefore, I calculated the word's frequency of the comments. Apart from the primary slang I observed, I also found other popular slangs such as LOL and some profanity. Based on this result, I suggest collecting these terms into a dictionary, which can serve as prompts for identifying hotly debated topics. In other words, in the future when collecting data, if any of these words from this dictionary appears in the comments, we will be able to identify the controversial topic of that month. This approach, according to this study, can be used for sentiment analysis or studying the behavior pattern of online users. Let's conclude the demonstration of the case study here. I have summarized the steps into flowchart presented in this slide. On the left side, you can see each step I perform, while on the right side, you can find the significance of each step. It is evident that each step on the right side is influenced by the researcher's knowledge with online culture. For instance, if a researcher who had never used the PTT platform, they might choose different slangs, collected data from different time range, clean the data differently, use different calculation methods, and interpret different meanings. On the other hand, someone who is highly familiar with PTT might overly interpret certain aspects that only PTT users understand, such as certain dark humor, hellish gags, or private jokes. I believe that highlighting the limitations of using corpus analysis methods is studying online opinions can contribute to the establishment of a more systematic research design. However, this paper represents an initial exploration. It's a pilot study. So in the future, it may be necessary to utilize grounded theory or other more precise approaches to gather more similar studies. By doing so, we can observe how researchers typically design their studies when using corpus analysis to observe online opinions and understanding the reflexive influences at each step. With that, my research comes to a conclusion. If anyone has any thoughts or suggestions, please feel free to share. Here are my list of references. They are also included in the full text of my paper. The font size is larger there. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to my research. I'm looking forward to engaging in discussion with all of you. Thank you.